See? No, we gotta get chopped with your pops, man. Chop it up. Yeah. Chop it up with pops, you crazy. Hey, let's go. Yeah. Hey, let's go. A few friends getting chopped in the booth, but I chop it up with pops, but I chop it up with who? Hey, cause we only talk true. Smoke a blunt to the face when we going to the moon. Take it to the boom, boom. But I chop it up with pops, no, you're not. But I chop it up with who? A few friends getting chopped in the booth, but I turn it up a notch. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. I'm about to chop it up again with pops. Yeah. Boom, wrong, we getting chopped. Get chopped. Chopping it up with pops. Yeah. We about to chop it up again with pops.
Hell yeah. Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? This is the Chop It Up with Pops show. I'm your host, Pops. I got a very special guest coming to join us here in just a moment. But until he gets here, I want to let y'all know I'm going to be raffling off a bong next. So make sure you tune in and tap in. You can call the number on the screen. Oh, actually, it's not on the screen right now. But we will have it for you. I will get you a link or something where you can call in and get your name on the fucking in the hat for the drawing, and we'll do that in probably the end of April or end of November. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my guest, and let's get to know this young man. Here we go. What up, brother?
Hey, what's good, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well.
Good to hear.
How's your day been?
How's my what? It's been good, man. Good. Just a little busy, but good, man.
Right on. That's good.
Yeah,
man.
my day's been a little busy, but it's been good, man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, go ahead and let everybody know who you are, where you
How about yours?
Brother.
What's good? My name's XO Reckless. I'm an artist currently residing in Dayton, Ohio. Originally from the West Coast and Pacific Northwest, but I'm now up here in 937.
Hell yeah. That's dope.
Yes, sir.
You're on the show tonight. We got a couple.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
We got a few tracks of yours up here, man. I'm going to play. But before we do that, let's get to know you a little bit, man. Let's get you
yes, sir.
out there. Let everybody know where they can find you and your music.
Okay, so you can hit me up on Facebook at XO Reckless official, or it's Instagram is XO Reckless official as well. You can find me on TikTok as well. I'm on all the sites actually. I think YouTube. So yeah.
Okay. All right, and that's where you can find your music is YouTube and other major
also Spotify. Yeah, go ahead and look me up in Spotify, all the major platforms for sure. SoundCloud, I got some stuff that's on there that's not on the other platforms. So yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna jump on off and bust out one of these tracks here, man. We're gonna play Living Dead.
All right, I bet.
About that track?
So yeah, this is the first track I released as XO Reckless. It's a fun track. I mean, it's basically just about you living in excess and going crazy. So yeah, it's living dead.
Right. I hear you, man. I think we all living dead, to be honest with you, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's spin that track and see where it goes, all right?
All right.
Here we go. It's Living Dead, XO Reckless, y'all.
With the swing and the miss, Merry Christmas, motherfucker, your ass isn't getting shit from me. Fucked up, tough luck, it's such a sad tune. Yeah, you know that shot of clarity to chase the bad move. What do you do and what you did has you consumed? And there's no room for anything or anyone that isn't you. And truth be told, it's just a cold world, kid. And you're gonna fuck your sneakers up, try not to step in shit again. Damn, that ignorance has got you talking like an idiot. And the drinking hand has got me walking like the living dead. And so the coke and nose has got me feeling no emotion. So I'm hopelessly devoted to this recklessness I've come to know. Waking up, throwing up, yeah, I just gotta clear that gut up in an attempt to kill that throbbing in my head that sound like bass. Straight talking this shit to my own face like way to go, dum-dum. And I wonder how I even got that drug, oh yeah, the Jaeger bomb. So it just occurs to me that I might be in the wrong when I struggle on your mom at the bar for some free drinks. Fucked up with a shitty grin on my face. And some of the drunk on my head, I'm a drunk with a bitch hand me the car key. Damn, that
Fuck yeah, I fuck with that hard, man. I like that track. That's
Hey,
dope.
thank you, man.
That's
Thank you
dope.
very much, man.
What,
Thank you, thank you.
What made you motivated you to write that track, man?
I mean, just how I was at one point in time. I was just fucking, for lack of a better term, reckless when I would go out and shit, and
Right.
kind of just decided to, you know, and just waking up the next day fucking hungover as fuck and just doing it all again. It was almost like I was living like the living dead. So yeah, that's kind of what motivated that track for real. But yeah.
Right on. What makes your music different from other artists?
I don't know if it's different per se, but I do it real. I talk about, you know, real life stuff I deal with, my, you know, mental health situations, drug addiction, kind of the dark side of reality a lot of the time, but I'll sometimes like that one's a little more lighthearted. Other times I'll go a little bit darker with it. So I don't know if that makes me different than other artists, but that definitely makes me, I keep it original as far as, or I keep it legitimate as far as what I sing about in that regard. It comes from the heart. So, I mean, I don't know if that makes me original, but it makes me, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. What makes me different from other artists is I'll do crazy shit sometimes, like hop on a Greyhound one way with no way to get back. But yeah, as far as the music goes, it comes from the heart, man. But yeah.
Right on, right on. So, walk me through your process of recording a track and writing a track.
Okay, so when I write, I'll use this app called BandLab, and I'll write and record like the demo version of my track, usually as I'm writing it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I find that it's easier to retain that way. I don't have to keep so much in here. But yeah, so I'll perfect it on there, and then I'll take it in the studio when it's ready to go. And then I'll, you know what I'm saying? So I'll have it pretty much worked out and ready to go. But I like to record it as I write it, because if I try to remember it, sometimes I won't remember it back the same way, and I kind of lost something I thought I had that I thought was good. You know what I'm saying? I used to write shit down, but my writing's horrible. So I love technology in that regard, that it's an easy app to use, and I can kind of get a rough idea and make a rough demo of it. And then I can sit on it for a minute and then kind of figure out where I need to fix things, or if I need to fix things, then when I take it in the studio, it saves time. So,
So when you go to record or write a track, do you look for the beat first and then write a track, or do you write the track and then find the beat for it?
I mean, it goes both ways. Sometimes I've had ideas in my head for hooks and stuff, and I just have to find that right beat that kind of fits it. And other times I'll get a hold of a beat. I got a few producers I fuck with exclusively. This guy, Human XI in Europe, and this other guy, Jason Hennessy, who's one of my Greytown Records brothers. And there's a couple others I'll be fucking with, Craig Street Beats and stuff that, you know, they generally let me use what I need to in their arsenal of shit they got. And if something sticks out to me, I feel like, you know, it's got a feel to it, and I feel like I can do it justice, I'll go with that way. Or if I, like I said earlier, if I have like an idea in my head, I'll just find the right beat. For example, I had this idea for a hook for a while I was sitting on, and I didn't find the right beat for it. I'm not a very good beat maker myself. So it was when I was working with Dark Times Entertainment in Portland, Oregon, when I was working with Crazy K, and he had this beat and it seemed to fit perfectly, and he gave it to me and we made it work. So it was kind of a cool deal like that. But it was almost like he had that beat and I had my hook, and there it was. So it just really depends. Worst case, I'll kind of throw a beat together myself and then have someone else remake it if I really want to kind of capture that feeling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, it usually goes the other way around though, to where I've got a beat and I'll just sit on it and something will stick out to me. Usually a hook first, or something I want to say, you know what I'm saying? So, and then it's usually with the syllable delivery, it just kind of, that'll usually hit before the word sometimes on how I want to deliver it. And then I'll just kind of fill in the blanks. But yeah.
Right on. So are you a smoker or a toker? You smoke weed?
Yeah, generally, I'm currently in a yes, sir. Yes, sir. Currently in a facility. I can't hear, but I generally do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have been for a while, but yeah, generally a smoker. Yeah.
Well, I won't ask.
But I'm good on that. I'm here getting right with other shit. Weed wasn't the problem. So yeah, you know, everyone's got their demons. So and here dealing with that shit, man. I'm doing it good though. So yeah, man.
Well, good,
yes, sir.
Brother.
Whole new outlook on things, man. For real, it's been kind of dark for a while, so I'm happy about that.
For you, brother. So this next track I'm gonna play.
Hey, thank you very much, man.
Hey, you're very welcome, bro. We only promote the positive around here, man. This next track I'm gonna spin
Absolutely. I always try to keep it positive, but
is Bad Decisions. Can you tell me a little bit about this track before we get going?
yeah. So when I was for a while, I felt like I was hitting rock bottoms with trapdoors. And this song kind of basically was what I was feeling in that regard. With that, it was basically one bad decision after another. Just circumstances, and so it just this song I put together regarding that. Or how I captured that moment. Ironically, I said I always keep it positive. I do in my person, but like in my songs, that's where the darker, negative stuff tries to. I let it out there. But yeah, so this is definitely one of those songs where I'm putting that picture together and kind of painting that picture, and that's where this song comes from. It just seemed like there was no end to the you like I said, the rock bottom had trapdoors, and yeah, so. I'm glad to be not in that situation anymore, but it definitely marks a significant time in my life and as an artist where I was in that point.
Right on. Well, without further ado, let's play this track. This is Bad Decisions by XO Reckless, y'all. Come on.
Thanks a little bit for the delay.
Well, I think there's a space in the very beginning.
Yeah, I did that, yeah. I think so. There we go. Here it comes.
I'm walking around with a curse on me. It's like I'm fucking things up for the fun of it, almost intentionally. Sometimes I just try and I can't, then I fall and I pick myself up. And others I'm flat on my face, so I just back away, cause I don't give a fuck. I'm pushing and grinding and sticking and moving, but can't seem to shake this black cloud. I'm pissing, I'm finding this shit keeps eluding, and can't seem to figure this out. I'm wishing this time that I'm trying to make all these moves gonna finally pan out. We're kissing the mouth that won't spit off my tongue just for fun, cause I like to make out. I'm hacking and tearing the flesh off the bridge of my nose just in spite of my smile. I'm putting my foot through the mirror up inside of my closet that I looked upon. Can't nobody pick up the phone when I'm trying to reach out and I'm home all alone. The fuck is these bitches that I almost call homies when I need them most? Yet it gone. Hey, look at me, I'm fucking up again. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Hey, look at me, I'm fucking up again. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Have you ever been so fed up with the shit that you developed a vendetta with yourself in an attempt to make it better? Yeah, but everything is just getting worse and now it's coming to a head in that attempt without the shitter. In a last ditch effort, tell yourself that you're a winner, but the fact of the matter is you're fucking up again, kid. It's sad really when I think of it. My intentions, did I mention I'm a dad and that I've got 2 kids and that I'm struggling and fighting with my head and my depression? Oh, I guess I might have said a thing or two when I was stressing, but the fact of the matter is that I haven't learned my lesson, cause I keep on getting on about some dumb shit. I'm guessing just like always, the beginning with the best of intentions. On my road to help and built with better suits for a minute, fam. God damn. If I'd stick with a plan, then perhaps all my luck wouldn't run out again. Hey, look at me, I'm fucking up again. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Hey, look at me, I'm fucking up again. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit. Yeah, everything I touch just turns to shit.
Hell yeah. I used to be that way when I was 27, man. After I touched some shit.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Yeah, it's definitely a much different vibe than the last one. More of a somber kind of, but it was a real place I was at in my head, man. And in life, it seemed at that point. So had to get it out. But yeah,
I agree with that, man. Where did you grow up at, brother?
I grew up in Orange County, California, Anaheim, Fullerton area. If anyone knows the area, it's North County 714 area. But yeah, and I've been moving around a lot the last few years. I lived in Boise, Idaho for a few years, and then I lived in Portland, Oregon, Salt Lake City, the Seven Cities area, Virginia for a little while, and then I'm here over in Dayton, Ohio now. But yeah, so I've kind of been moving around a little bit. But yeah, I grew up in Orange County, California.
Right on. So what brings
Yes,
an Orange County, California guy to the frozen tundra of Ohio?
You know, I went to Virginia for I don't know in hindsight what I was thinking, but ended up there. It wasn't happening like I'd hoped it was. It was kind of getting back into the same messes as I was in previous states. And ended up doing a festival called Trap in the Hills, put on by Shankside. It's a little Juggalo festival that they did out in the very tip of southern Ohio. And it's a funny story. I've actually told it a couple of times. My homie, he was working the door and he ended up running over my phone. And all he could say to make it right was, hey, you can stay at my house till you figure it out. And like I said, I was kind of fucking up in Virginia. And to be honest, you know how I mentioned hopping on the Greyhound with no return ticket? That was kind of the situation where I did that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. I did have a show booked in Chesapeake that night and was just like, I'm not going to make it. So I kind of went out and chilled in Ohio. And then, yeah, he's from Dayton, but it's the homie, Chris Green, Starburst. Fucking, man, honestly, that if I play the events back to that, everything in that has like led me to where I'm at now. It's really kind of weird. So it's an awesome thing that happened. Not only the festival was dope as fuck, but you know what I'm saying? Just the track my life went on after that. I am forever thankful that happened, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what brought me out here was a festival I was booked on. And, one circumstance after another just led me to where I'm at today. And I'm actually really happy about that. So yeah, it's kind of a cool story when I think about it. Yes, sir.
So tell me a little story about your name. How'd you get your name?
So Living Dead's a good example. That was literally me at times. I've dealt with different addiction and substance problems, and for that one, it was alcohol. That when I was, a couple of years back, I don't really have that issue now, but it was a mixed bag. You never knew what you were going to get, and it was always just fucking crazy. So reckless in that regard. I kind of came to me when I was going, I was saying it seemed like the rock bottoms had trap doors. I'd kind of end up kind of hospitalized, dealing with mental health and everything else that was going on. And that's kind of where it came to me. And then the XO was kind of a smug, like hugs and kisses, basically like kiss my ass, but like kind of silly, or you can take it however you want it pretty much, but the reckless. And it just clicked to me. And I started writing raps again because I was playing in rock bands and stuff off and on. And I was like, I just started doing rap and hip hop again. Because I got sick of dealing with bands. I said, yeah, that's it. And it just stuck. And it was a name that was true to the heart and true to what I was doing. And so it just made sense for me.
Right on. How long you think?
Yes, sir.
How long you been doing music, man?
Music I've been doing. I started playing guitar in punk rock bands and stuff when I was like 16. So since 97.
Okay.
So yeah, and I started dabbling with hip hop in the early 2000s. Always been a fan of the stuff. I remember my mom used to take my Too Short tapes and stuff, and my Ice Cube tapes. But basically, I got a copy of FL Studio for my homie and started playing with it. And I was like, this is actually kind of cool. It was a challenge because I'd been growing kind of stale with the genre I was playing at the moment in a band. I was getting a little not frustrated, but I needed something out of my comfort zone. So that's kind of what got me into making that style of music. So it's been a cool journey. I've been doing the XO Reckless thing since that particular hospitalization I was talking about happened Christmas night or Christmas Eve, actually, 2020. So I've been doing the XO Reckless thing since about then. I think I dropped Living Dead probably a couple months after that. So yeah, so I've been doing music. I don't know how, I haven't done the math, but a while. So in one way or another, it's always just been something I've wanted to do and something I've enjoyed and an outlet that I've had in one way or another.
Right on. Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Auto-tune, no auto-tune.
You know, every now and then it's not bad as polish. I played with it with the T-Pain effect on a song, and it wasn't me. You know, it's just not how I like to do things. I don't mind throwing it on there for a little bit of polish if it sounds right, but you know, like very faintly, like almost like Ronnie Radke would from Volume Reverse or something, just enough to where it polishes the vocals. But in that sense, they have to be on key and shit and have to be sounding right to begin with, or it's not gonna sound like shit. So in that sense, yes. But as far as doing the whole T-Pain effect, that's just not for me. I know some guys it sounds great on, and some styles it seems to complement really well. It's just for me, it's not something I prefer to do. I prefer more of a crisp sound and a little bit polished, but that's okay. But yeah.
Right. All right, we're going to get on to another track, man. I figure I'll play this next one, Dreams, featuring Skeezo. You know, tell me a little bit about
Okay, cool. Yeah, this was by the homie Craig Street Beats who made the beat. I've done a lot of networking since the beginning with XO Reckless, and this was a rapper I was networking with from Whittier, California. And I sent him the beat. He sends me back the first half of it, and I liked the concept, so I just threw my verse at the end of it and threw a hook on it, and that was that. It came out really well. It's one of the ones that came together rather quickly, and I've been happy with it. And I know there's some other people like it too, but there's a fun fact: I've never done it live, which I might change in the future. I don't know yet, but yeah, that's pretty much the story behind that one. It was a fun track, and I enjoyed it.
Let's get on with it then, shit.
Yes, sir.
XO Records, y'all. Check it out.
Did I do it again? Bananas. In my dreams, I danced with the devil. I want peace, wishing things could get better. Range change, watch him change like the weather. Up on Grand Wood, I'ma roll up whenever. Young, wild, and free, but I'm numb and restless. Monsters underneath my bed making messes. Burn, 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 burn all my exes. Keep 223s, they send them straight to heaven. I feel so cursed, my life has been so hectic. In my dreams, I dance with the devil. I want peace, wishing things could get better. Friends change, watch them change like the weather. Up on Grand Wood, I'ma roll up whenever. Young, wild, and free, but I'm numb and restless. Monsters underneath my bed making messes. Burn, 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 burn all my exes. Nigga.
Fist full of photographs, a pocket full of matchsticks, unstable like a powder cake. I put that ass on blast quick. Fuck around and find out you about to get that ass kicked. XO Reckless, I'm taking out the trash, bitch. Underneath the skin, I'm like a bad itch. I'm mixing out these assholes that I wrote down on my shit list. One by one, I scratch them off in red pen. Every single name of every motherfucker that I'm done with. They say that every good man needs a bad bitch. Well, there's an issue with my character, I just can't make one stick, so guess that I'll just set up with a bad shit and play the part-time caregiver that's slipping of the dick, yo. Beware the red dot to the center of the dome, bitch, you already dead, but you just not seeing it. So carry on with your flapping of the gum, bet you find out real quick if you keep talking shit.
In my dreams, I danced with the devil. I want peace, wishing things could get better. Friends change, watch them change like the weather. But that's the game, so I just be like whatever. I'm wildly free, but I'm numb and restless. Monsters underneath my bed making messes. Burn, 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 burn all my exes. See these demons come at me so relentless. 'Cause in my dreams I danced with the devil.
That's a dope ass track. I like that shit.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, that's one of my favorites doing. It's kind of cool how it all came together.
Right on those dreams with XO Reckless featuring Skeezo. Now let me ask you this question, man. You got any events up anytime soon? Any events?
I don't have any. I don't have any shows booked at the moment. I'm trying to maybe do something regionally or locally for December, but with my current situation, I've been kind of taking a break on that, and I'm actually working on an album, so I'm going to get to recording that here just after the 15th of November. So looking forward to that. It's when I get back to Dayton. Right now I'm a little bit outside of Dayton and outside the city limits. But yeah, so at the moment I'm focusing more on the album. I've been kind of holding off on shows. I unfortunately had to back out of a couple of them being in this facility, which wasn't ideal, unfortunately. And then I had to turn down a couple recently, just due to circumstances. But so I don't have anything booked, but I generally do try to gig as much as possible. But I need to kind of buckle down with this and then focus on the album afterwards is what my plans are anyway. So if I can get something regionally or locally for December, I will. But I'm not kind of making that a hell or high water situation. It's just, if it happens, cool. If not, I've got other fish to fry at the moment, but definitely not too far out. I'll be booking stuff. So
yep. XO Reckless, get updates on his situation and when he's going to be performing at next. XO, who would you say your childhood idol would be? Who did you look up to as a child?
Oh man, I had a few of them, and as far as music goes, it depends on the genre, man. I mean, when I was a really little kid, I liked.
I'm talking about in general. Your grandpa, your mom, your uncle, your cousin, your nephew. Who look up to you, brother?
I mean, in hindsight, probably my dad's father. I was kind of a little shit when I was a teenager, but it's one of those things that I kind of realized after the fact. He had a lot of good advice. He's a very smart, brilliant man. Growing up, I had a lot of examples of what not to do. So as far as someone I could admire, that would probably be him. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fully show my gratitude as an adult because he passed kind of in my 20s. So it's just been kind of one of those things. But yeah, he is a very, very smart, very put together dude. And I wish I could have enjoyed it more as an adult. And to be honest, I wouldn't. So like as a child, I always cared for him, and as a teenager, like I said, I was a pretty obnoxious little shit, and he kind of helped raise us. So I'm sure he got the brunt end of that bullshit. But in hindsight, he was an awesome guy. He went through hell to make things work, and he's a really admirable guy. So I'll say my grandfather Donald, he was the one that kind of really stuck out to me with some of the things he said to me, and just what he went through just to make things happen. So yeah.
Right on. And who would you think would be your main influencer in your music career?
Okay. I mean, I fuck with a lot of underground juggalo artists as far as who I network and listen to, as far as a lot of my peers go. As far as my influences go, I mean, I do like a lot of horrorcore. But I grew up on that old school, late 80s, early 90s gangster rap shit, and that, that LA, that Bay Area sound, Too Short, fucking Spice One, fucking NWA, shit like that. Eazy-E was the shit that I really got into as a teenager. And as far as when I got older and picked up the hatchet and shit, like, the Clowns, of course, fucking Twisted, fucking, lots of shit like that. So, I mean, Razakel's a dope ass artist. So I've been fucking with a lot of different artists, and like, I find it hard to pinpoint one particular artist that I could say, oh, I specifically fuck with them. I mean, Brother Lynch Hung was a huge influence of mine. Just shit like that, man. To be honest, I like a lot of newer stuff too. Like, I know it's really cliche to say because he's technically a serial killer, but King Von, that guy was a really good storyteller, even though he's telling himself half the time. Like, I just love the way he was able to put it into words, shit like that. And I say it's cliche because of all that shit that's going on account of Lil Durk right now with, on his name. But I mean, as far as looking at him as an artist goes and admiring his storytelling, I can fairly say that I really do admire that quality about him. Or did, because he's no longer with us. But yeah, so I mean, like, I draw influences from all kinds of stuff. A lot of old punk rock. A lot of for me, it was the old Southern California stuff, like the Black Flag, Wasted Youth, fucking shit like that. I like stuff like Green Jello, fucking Guar, Misfits, Iron Maiden, all over the place, man. I Guns N' Roses. I have a lot of different influences of stuff. I like Cradle of Filth, shit like that. I used to go to Ozfest a lot. Like a lot of metalcore, like Bleeding Through and fucking shit like that too. So it's really just all over the spectrum as far as influences go. I really can't pinpoint one particular artist or style that I care for. It's just, if it sounds good to me, it sounds good to me.
Right.
So yeah.
That's legit, man.
Yes, sir.
What do you like listening to yourself on a regular basis? If you're walking down the street and you got your earbuds in your ear and you kick on your phone, what are you most likely to listen to?
So I'm a huge fan of Ala Uliu from the Long Live Evil roster. I like SON. I like Doc Gruesome. The homie Mid-South Monster, he's one of my label mates. He actually just dropped a new album called Pygmy. I listened to that today. That shit's fucking fire. He got another banger with my label mate Helgen. It's fire. I listen to a lot of other artists too. Fucking who's some good artists coming up? There's too many to mention. I saw Corey Taylor's Sons band. They were really good. I like them. Vinded. They were actually one of my favorites at the Gathering this year. Isolated Beings is one of my personal favorites out of Baltimore. There's so many. There's so many good artists right now, especially that are. I love it in the Juggalo scene, especially because so much. It's very similar to how a lot of punk rock bands will just get up and DIY their shit and do it, and I find that spirit alive in the Juggalo scene. As far as just we don't need to be fucking on a label to make our shit, or we're gonna make our own fucking label type. You know what I'm saying? Back to the Long Live Evil roster, Super Famous Fun Time guys are fucking awesome. Oh my god, there's so much good shit out there that I've been fucking with. It's hard to pinpoint, but then I'll throw on Refuse to Lose by Brother Lynch Hung is one of my personal favorite songs I'll throw on, or I'll throw on a Too Short song. And I'll throw it back sometimes. I actually really like Snoop Dogg Doggy Style a lot. That was a good album. That was probably one of my favorite eras of Snoop, to be honest. I want to plug some female artists. Oh my god, there's so many good ones. There's a lot of good female artists coming up too, which are really good. Candy Bars Lestrange is a good one out of New Jersey. Oh my god, like I said, Razakel earlier, the Slice Girls, and then there's HB the Grizzly. She's fucking dope. They're just and then locally we got the Long Live Evil roster. Then you got guys like Apollo Exodus that are fucking tearing it up just 2 cities over, or a city over in fucking Columbus. You know what I'm saying? So it's just there's just so many fucking good artists in this scene and around me, and that's another reason I like being in Ohio, especially for the type of genre of music I'm doing. Is there's so many fucking good artists coming out from here that I actually listen to and admire. So it's fucking really cool. So yeah, that's what you'll catch me listening to on any given day.
Right on. Let me ask you this question. What I don't know. Let me get to another question because those are all answered. What would be your most memorable performance, brother?
I did Baltimore at the Soundstage with Twisted, and that was it was a packed fucking house. Also Twisted in Portland, Oregon at the fucking Hawthorne Theater was probably my 2 most memorable performances. And then also my first show in Twin Falls, Idaho with Afro Man was the first show I ever did as XO Reckless. And that was actually opened that night. And it was the energy was just, I loved it. So those are probably my top 3 most memorable shows. As far as what I do with XO Reckless, I've done it some other shows with some other artists, a lot of other shows with a lot of other artists. But as far as the ones that stick out to me and no disrespect to the other shows, but those are just the ones that really stick out as memorable for me. As far as just, I don't know. I loved how they went down and everything.
All right. So let me ask you this question. Do you remember when you performed the very first time? You brand new, very first time. Remember that? Yeah,
I do. I was 16 years old.
What track did you sing? First track you sung?
So the very first time was XO Reckless. I opened up with this track called From the Ledge Looking Down, I remember. And I think that's on the list. But yeah, and so that was, I actually had a short set that night. It was From the Ledge Looking Down, Living Dead, and Bad Decisions was the 3 songs I did for that first set as XO Reckless. And that was that Afro Man show I mentioned. But yeah.
Right.
Well, yes, sir.
Let's get on with that. From the Ledge Looking Down real quick. This is XO Reckless, y'all. Check it out.
To anyone who gives a fuck? I finally had enough. I fought and clawed and chewed until I'd bitten off too much. There isn't enough alcohol to numb this kind of pain, and the sedatives that kept me calm now waste away my days. Staring through the dirty glass, the sunshine looks away. Will clouds consume and bring the gloom, engulfing everything? With a heavy heart, I have to say, although it brings despair, that every time I close my eyes, I'm kicking out the chair. And last night when my daughter called, I couldn't hide the tears. I told her that I had to go and loved her oh so dear. Yeah, Daddy's sick, I must remind you this, and hopes you understand that I find myself back on this ledge and looking down again. And to my one and only son, oh, where do I begin? Sometimes it gets unbearable existing in the skin. For every time I feel I've let you down, I hate myself. Atop a throne of failures, I'm the king of my own hell. And as the palace burns into the ground, I fan the flames by sabotaging everything that life might get my way. Within this misery, I've come to terms with how it ends. A pitiful attempt to find some solace and regrets. As my fear of heights subsides, I close my eyes and taste the air. A calm sensation resonates, replacing all the fears. Acceptance of the consequences puts the mind at ease, while staring down at nobody along those empty streets. And just for confirmation that nobody really cares, my eyes look towards the ground again and no one's fucking there. The pigeons fly around my head, my thoughts full of disease. I'm trapped inside my head again, consumed by agony. So anyone who gives a fuck, speak now or hold your peace. Inside I can't stop screaming for a small taste of relief. A little sign that something might be going right for once. A tiny ray of light amongst the clouds that brought the flood. And as the rain comes pouring down, relentless in my head, I think about what life would be if I leapt to my death. On one hand, I could never hurt the ones I love again. On the other, let me ponder while I smoke this cigarette.
Hell yeah. I fuck with that too. That's a dope.
Thank you.
band. From the ledge looking down, y'all.
Yeah, that one's kind of interesting because it has no actual hook to it. It was the first one I did with this producer I work with quite frequently. He did Bad Decisions, and he also did another one I've got called Dirty Sprite and Ouija Boards. And yeah, it was again around the same time period I wrote Bad Decisions. I think right before it. And it was just everything was kind of, you know what I'm saying. I was dealing with a lot. And that was just, you know, another moment I had decided to capture musically. And that's what that was. But yeah, and I kind of like it was the producer's idea to actually add the children playing in the middle with the, instead of putting a hook in there, we just decided to put the kids playing sampled in there, and actually it gives it kind of an eerie feel. So I liked it. Yeah.
What's the farthest you've had to travel to do a show?
Oh, across the country, all the way to from one end of the country to the other. So yeah, I've traveled from Idaho to Ohio, from California, from Portland to the other end of the country. Yeah, so I've gone all over the place. But yeah, so yeah, that's probably the farthest I've had to travel was when I was living on the West Coast and having to start a tour in Ohio. Or yeah, I think actually both those tours I did started in Ohio. But yeah, so
what would be the smallest show you've ever done?
The what?
The smallest show you've ever done.
Oh, the small shows that were done are a couple of the ones I've done in Idaho, actually, and it was kind of cool because they're like local shows, and yeah, I think it was Idaho. There wasn't more than like 20 people there, but it was still a good time. And that was when I first started doing it, and yeah, I mean, it just went. It was a cool vibe. To be honest, it's a lot harder to play to 20 people than it is to 1,000 or 500. You know what I'm saying? It's smaller crowds are harder because you feel like every single eye is just dissecting you. And so we have the bigger crowds. It's kind of people tend to get more into it, and so the smaller shows I find are actually more difficult. To be honest, but yeah, but nonetheless, they're just as awesome and just as good of a time. You know, for me, it's a little more nerve wracking just because I tend to be, you know, oh no, you know what I mean? Like just, you know, your insecurities will hit you last minute more so at the smaller ones. I think for me anyway, than the bigger ones. Yeah.
When you hit the stage, man, tell me what goes through your mind.
You know, not a lot. I kind of just get out there and I kind of just get into it, man. Not a lot. I generally try to not overthink things because that'll trip me up. Yeah, I don't. I just kind of roll with it. Usually my mind's pretty clear when I go on stage.
Right.
I just try to focus on what's going on at hand and get into it, man. So yeah, I get nervous a little bit beforehand every time. I still do. I get, for lack of a better term, butterflies. I don't think that'll ever go away, but that's just me being my own worst critic again. So yeah, either way, I try to keep my head clear when I get out on stage and just get out there and do the best I can.
Right.
So I try not to overthink things and just get out there and do it.
All right. Where can we catch some of your? Do you have any of your performances recorded?
I do. I haven't uploaded them. I did a little Renegade stage at Gathering of the Juggalos. And I know there was some other footage up there from somewhere. I don't know what's up there now. I haven't personally uploaded any. But I do have some actually on my girlfriend's phone. It's not the best. And I had, I'm planning on uploading that though. And I had other footage in a phone that I lost. And so I haven't been able to access my iCloud. I have more in there. It's just, I was editing it and then my phone got stolen when I was cutting through Sacramento for a couple of weeks. And I never was able to access my iCloud again. So it's kind of lost at the moment or up in the cloud. But yeah, I tend to make sure I'm getting plenty more. I mean, being honest about it, is one thing that I feel that I'm lacking is having live footage up on there and available. And it's either because I didn't put it up or I didn't get it sent to me or whatever, or just whatever the deal might be. But I'm going to try to get more of a control of that and have somebody kind of on top of that for me to make sure I at least get footage for every show. At the very least, even if I can't post it, just to kind of, for lack of a better term, see what I could do better next time or, stuff like that. But yeah, that is one of the things on the list of things that I feel I need to improve on is putting stuff like that up. So, yes, sir.
What's next for you, man? What
Next,
you gotta do next, man?
I'm going to record an album, man. I'm going to finish this up right here. I'm kicking ass in here. I'm going to get back to date and start recording. Working with a new producer out there who we did a track on the fly the night before I came in here from scratch, the beat and 16 bars. And I wrote a hook. I started writing a hook within 5 minutes of hearing his bass line and it just clicked. So I'm looking forward to getting to work with him. I've got a bunch of stuff I'm sitting on to record. So I'm going to be working on an album. I'm hoping it'll be out by spring next year. Without saying too much, I don't want to, it's going to be called Fuck Yeah. It will be out next year. I just don't want to start saying too much because I've done that before and then had shit fall apart and be like, well, hey, sorry, that's not happening now. So, it's been a long time in the making. It was going to start as an EP and then I've kind of taken songs off and moved them around and So yeah, I think I got the right combination with this guy right here, as far as the engineers and the producers go. As far as making original stuff, and I like the way he's recording me for the new stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on that. It's one of those things I've been itching to do, and circumstantially haven't been able to do for one reason or another. And I don't think that's going to be a hurdle at this point. So I'm looking forward to getting on that. It's been a long time coming. I've been working on it. Like I've said, I've taken songs off and reframed it and put new songs on a couple different times. And yeah, so I'm hoping the finished product is really going to be something that, I would like to, I can be proud of and put my name on. So that's what I'm really trying to achieve with this first one. So that's what I'm going to be working on is coming up here soon. Right. I mean, I'm already working on the pre-production right now. It's just when I get in there and start doing it, it's going to be here next month.
All right, I got to ask you this question, man. This next track I'm going to play, man, it's called Dirty Sprite and Ouija Boards.
Okay, this track is a metaphor. Excuse me. It's for basically bringing your problems on yourself and complicating them with drug use. Basically, the Ouija board is a metaphor for unintentionally summoning your own problems. And then the drug references are, at face value, it's basically, things being a mess, and that's basically the cause of it. It's basically summoning your problems on yourself and complicating them with substance abuse, and you're trying to escape them, but you realize that you're more complicated and creating new problems type deal. So, and that's what this song is actually about. But yeah.
All right, well, let's spin this up here real quick. This is Dirty Sprite and Ouija Boards, XO Records.
Pour me a cup and cut the lights out. Let me light some candles to the wax beat dripping down the mantle. Homies gathered around the table, fingertips all rest against the planchette, asking questions, seeking answers.
Like why the fuck it is I even still exist. I guess resilience keeps me breathing while my beating heart persists. I'm such a prick, a fucking failure as a father to my kids. I'm making wishes in my right hand while my left is filled with shit. Shut the fuck up, bitch, I'm talking now. You had your chance, it's time to sit and listen now to every little sound that might come out my mouth. I've had enough to hear with this and hell with you unloading clips. It tickles just a little when the barrel slides between my lips. I close my eyes, I hit a click, I'm still alive, I'm chicken shit. Another night, another miss, I'm dying here inside the skin. My demons like the only friends I have and they live in my head. I'm screaming at myself, I guess it's time to medicate this mess. Methazine and codeine, methamphetamine and heroin. I'm fucking with it, Ouija board is trying to wake the dead again. Conjuring the worst of me, the best of me, just left you see the rest of me. Be restless while I'm recklessly on edge. I said it.
Shake the bottle, bitch, I'm mixing up the medicine. Let me have a minute, will I take a little sip, man? I'm calling spirits out, antagonistic masochists, and praying one day Satan and me gonna have a laugh at this.
At my expense, it's a defensive disposition. Sitting wishing for a miracle while sabotaging everything.
A pessimist incessantly, I fixate on the negatives.
I'm telling myself little fibs, impersonating optimism.
You glance, but at a distance, I seem happy and content. But when examined through the looking glass, it's laughable at best. What have I left inside? I'm dead. Should I be nothing but a shell? Bitch, I'm tortured by these horrors I've unleashed upon myself. So this is hell. Well, at least I kinda sorta have my health. Now let me delve into a place where all my faith rests on a shelf. And if face, I guess I could walk away and take myself in hell.
Seems the harder I try just to be in the right, then the harder I fight and eventually fail.
Shake the bottle, bitch, I'm mixing up the medicines. Let me have a minute while I take another sip, man. I'm calling spirits out, antagonistic masochists, and praying one day Satan and me gonna have a laugh at this. I'm praying one day Satan and me gonna have a laugh at this.
Damn, that's deep, yo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like I said earlier, man. I tend to be pretty honest with what I'm saying. Sometimes that more honest than I realize at times, I guess. But yeah,
That was Dirty Sprite and Ouija Boards by XO Reckless. Go get that right now for your playlist and listen to that motherfucker. Listen to the lyrics.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, brother. Let me ask you this, man.
Yes, sir.
What's the most challenging part of being an artist, and how do you overcome that?
I think the challenging part for being an artist, I've had a lot of people ask me why I still do it at this point in time, or when I'm not, when I'm down or not doing so well in life in other areas. And it's like, from an artist perspective, they don't really understand this. It's an outlet for me. It's not something that I do just because it's something that I do because I have to get things. I feel like I have to say things. I write things. That's my passion. And I just feel that I have to do it. It's really hard to explain. If that makes sense. So I think that's the hardest part about being an artist is the friendships I've lost in some regards, for either on the business end of things or in that sense with family or whatever, just because they don't understand that it's something I have to do as far as keeping myself. I don't. It's a hard thing to explain. You know what I'm saying? It's just something I need to do, and I think that's the hardest part is people that don't understand is trying to. I don't even bother trying to make them understand anymore. At this point, I just don't even need that kind of fucking negativity in my life. So I've burned a lot of bridges, and unfortunately, I think that's probably the hardest part about being an artist is, losing friendships over doing what you love type shit. And it sucks. It's caused some other complications, and I mean, it's just been one of those things that I've had to do no matter what. Wouldn't call it an obsession really, but it's definitely it's something that I need to be. When I write these lyrics and these songs, it's something I feel I need to get out of my head. And if someone can relate to some degree, cool. Like I fucking even better. But for me, it's almost therapeutic, I guess,
Right.
for lack of a better term. So I think that's the hardest part is that kind of situation.
Right on. Hell yeah. What would you say? What would you be doing right now if it wasn't for your music?
With the last 4 years, I mean, I'm not trying to sound dramatic, but I'd probably be fucking either dead or, I mean, I could look at it. I could look at it from two angles. I could look at it as well. If I didn't do my music, you know, and maybe I wouldn't have seen the darker side of life in that regard. But that doesn't really make any sense. So, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. I know if I didn't do music, I don't know what I would have done with myself. It's kind of like one of my only hobbies I have at the moment. I used to do video games and stuff, but I haven't really had time or the ability to do that lately. I don't really know, man. To be honest, I don't know what I'd be doing right now if it wasn't for music, or even if I'd even be here talking to you right now if it wasn't for music. There's been some pretty dark moments, and I think the music has kind of helped me get out of them, or at least understand them and explain them, and, you know, kind of put them in front of myself and see, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing a very good job of explaining this, I don't think, but I just really don't know what life would look like if I didn't do music, or if I would even be here talking to you. And not to sound cliche or over dramatic, but that's really how I feel about it.
Okay.
So
okay. That's a legit answer, man. I respect that. All right, this last track we got for you is Venom Summer. You want to tell me?
Yep, Venom Summer. It's Latin for ingest poison. It's gonna be the intro on the album. But this is actually a demo version. But yeah, it's an interesting track because I had in my head I wanted to do an intro where I mixed punk rock with hip hop, and so I told my buddy who's in a metalcore band, hey, can you help me do the samples on this guitar part, on this punk part? And I wanted it to sound a certain way. His name is Xander Jones. He's a really cool dude. He plays in this dope ass metalcore band called Roses Are Dead. If you get a chance to check them out, if you're into metalcore, they're fucking heavy, and they got the melodic choruses and all that. But anyway, so I had him do the punk rock part for me. He did a fucking amazing job, and then he kind of did this little thing for the intro, which I ended up looping over. But then I went back to the other homie, Craig Street Beats, and to put this in perspective, the guy who did the rock samples is in one state, and the guy who lives in Craig Street Beats is out of Philadelphia. So this all worked. It just kind of gave him a BPM, my rough idea, and then I kind of spliced it together. And I think I achieved what I was trying to do. I thought it would be cool to have an intro that kind of kicked off like a punk song, and then kind of went into some bars, and then had more of a hook, and then kind of had like a metal-y outro. And that's what the song is. It's about a tragic situation I went through without naming names. Long story short, I was seeing this person and long distance, and we'd broken up, and then we weren't talking, and I was going to go reach out to them, and realized through somebody else's social media that they had passed away the day after that happened. I believe it was an overdose. Yeah. So the song's about that, and it's kind of just, it's not negative or positive about it. It's just kind of, I guess, lack of a better term, telling the story. But yeah, so it kind of hits close to home in that regard. But yeah, to put it mildly, that's what it's about. But yeah.
All right, this is Venom Summer, XO Reckless, y'all.
Second finger, I think all the longest happy road. You don't know what you had until
our way fast. Oh, Juliet, you stupid bitch, there ain't no waking out from this. I feel this nigga like a thorn, stuck in my side, he's quiet in his dorm. Just like how bad enough to make it all black. Disappear, down the road, never look back. This ain't healthy enough to make it all black. What's the love that's on your chest, it doesn't come back.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that one's got kind of a little bit different flavor than the other ones, but yeah, it's you know, again on some true shit. But yeah.
Hell yeah, man. That's a dope ass track, brother.
Thank you, man. And then
this is the last track we got for tonight. And then I'm gonna stop this and we're gonna end the show. Okay, brother?
all right, brother. Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man.
I appreciate your time, man. I'm grateful you slid through. Thank you for being with us, man. We greatly appreciate that. And I want everybody who's viewing this show right now tonight, go tap in with XO Reckless. Check him out. He got a lot more tracks than just these 6. So
thank you.
Hit him up hard. Run his numbers up.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. This is How to Be the Man by my son GC, Danny C, and Fresco. R.I.P. GC, I missed you, son. R.I.P. Fresco, missed you too, brother. This is How to Be the Man.
Oh yeah.
Ball out, baby. Yeah. Show you how to be the man, how to be the boss, how to slide through with 7 coats of the gloss. Show you how to be the man. Show you how to be the man. Yeah, show you how to be the man, how to be the boss, how to buy the cars, how to buy the house. Show you how to be the man. Yeah, show you how to be the man. Yeah, show you how to be the man, how to flip them Zans. Show you how to take a dime from her, fuck your man. Show you how to flip the script, how to lane switch, how to step your paper game up real quick. GC, I ain't playing, show you how to not say shit. And if you talking dollars, then you speaking my language. 4 side bitches, I ain't never had no main bitch. And if you acting funny, then I ain't on no strange shit. Show you how to roll up that motherfucking dang shit. 12 come through, y'all know I ain't say shit. All about my money, I ain't got no patience. And if you waste my time, oh, you basic. Show you how to lead a scene and not say shit. White boy, but I'm seen with all races. Show you how to tell real shit from fake shit. Show you how to be the realest thing on date. Show you how to be the man, how to be the boss, how to slide through with 7 coats of the gloss. Show you how to be the man. Show you how to be the man. Yeah, show you how to be the man, how to be the boss, how to buy the cars, how to buy the house. Show you how to be the man. Yeah, show you how to be the man. Yeah.
All right, y'all, that's all we got to go for tonight.
I thank you for having me, brother. Thank you very much. It's been an honor.
You keep doing what you're doing, man. You got to go and
absolutely, brother.
Man, and get your ass back to the photo studio, man. I can't let you what you got.
I will keep you in the know. I'll send you some shit before it's even out. Thank you so much for having me. I'd love to come. I'll hit you up again when I go on tour. If I come through San Antonio, we'll do this in-house. All right, brother.
All right.
Talk to you soon. Thank you again.
Later. Peace.